So if this is your first time tuning in to SHU Radio by way of MJMG Presents, check us out every Monday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Today we got a talent. And the reason why I chalk it up to a talent, you know, a lot of people see the things that you do and they heard and felt this individual sing. But when we talk about production, working, engineering, there's a lot of intricate things this individual does. So I'm just gonna chalk it up to this creative. But we got Billy C backstage right now. But what we're gonna do real quick, to make sure all the wheels and bearings are working and everybody get their popcorn. I just got a text message about starting the show late and they don't want to miss out. They better hurry up. But we're going to go into this video real quick, and this song is called Forever. And then we're going to have the person of the hour live on the set. So tell a friend, share it. Good afternoon, good evening to everybody that's on. I see you. Thank you, Denise. I see you. MJMG Presents. I see you. Shout out to everybody. Tim Dog, what it is. All right, let's check this out, y'all. This is Forever.
SHU Studio, we get busy.
If it's loving that you're needing, baby, close your eyes. Fantasize. I'll give you something to believe in. Baby, use your mind. Take your time. Let me be your reason. Take my hand. Fall in love again. Tell me that you need me. Shorty, don't be scared. Let me take you there. Be my one and only lady, yeah. Cause I don't wanna be a player no more. Girl, I never put another before you. Adore you, baby, don't be scared. Let me take you there. You need me. Everything that you need. Don't question it, girl. You won't see me.
Shout out to everybody that's jumping on right now. MJMG Presents SHU Radio. I know my slogan. Time is money, and I don't like to waste neither. With that being said, we got an individual. Y'all have heard the voice. Y'all felt the vibrations. Y'all have seen him in action. He goes by the name of Billy C. What we're going to do today is we're going to talk a little bit about his journey and where he got to where he was and where he's going, because let me tell you, the man got the joints. He got the joints. But without further ado, let's bring him to the front. First and foremost, to give another round of applause, let's get our guest to the front. What's going on, my brother Billy?
What's good, bro? How are you, Spud?
I am good. First and foremost, I want to thank you for jumping on the show, man. You bring great energy from the gate.
Thank you, sir.
You bring you. I was trying so hard to just shut my mouth and not engage in conversation because it makes it so easy. Make it so easy, my brother. Make it so easy.
Appreciate it, dog. Appreciate it, man.
But I wanna stop the music for this, right? I do want to set the tone real quick and real early.
Sure.
I want you to take me to like that Saturday when you heard the music playing and Marvin Gaye in the background. and the music is painting through the air, and you're feeling the vibrations not only of home but that musical sensation. I want you to take us to that and how that was an imprint to your life now.
Man, getting lost in the emotion of music as a youngster was like a frequent thing for me. You know, I'll be in there cleaning with my mom, and she'd be like, "Why you stop cleaning?" And I'd be like, "Did you hear that? Did you hear that?" I was, captivated for a moment. But yeah, man. Ever since a young kid, man, I was always enamored with how our language, and our language as Black people, has been accentuated through music.
Yes.
So yeah, it's driven me all the way up to now. The way we use words and lyrics and emotions to connect with listeners and viewers now that we have social media and everything is visual. Finding those ways to connect through music is therapy for me.
And you come, I mean, in your household, I mean, your father played bass.
Yeah.
Your mother and uncles sing. So you were surrounded by, the vibrations of that expression.
Right.
When would you say you found, your place in that?
Probably middle school, man. I started doing talent shows and stuff because I was always singing. He was like, "Yo, you should enter the talent show." So I entered the talent show. And, one week I was Al B. Shore, the next weekend I was Bobby Brown. So, and took on those nicknames wherever I went. There go Bobby Brown.
He was like,
people who didn't know my name, they were like, "There go Al B. Shore." It started from that, man. I play instruments and stuff growing up, and when I got into high school, I was in a 4-man group, a quartet called Shades of Black.
Shades of Black.
Yeah.
Y'all did Met Stadium.
Yeah. We did. We sang the national anthem. Man.
National anthem. How was that? Like, was that like the first grand stage of it all for you?
Yeah, man. Because like up until then, we had only been like singing at other high schools and middle schools. It was part of the DARE program, the Drug Awareness Resistance Education. So, we hooked up with this police officer who was in love with oldies and loved music. He was a musician himself. And he would come pick us up in the truck and take us to these schools and talk to the young kids about saying no to drugs. And we would be singing and doing these little concerts and stuff. So yeah, that was really cool. But yeah, it's singing the national anthem for that was really cool. Singing "It's So Hard to Say Goodbye" at my graduation was crazy.
Oh, man, that's classic. That's classic right there. That's classic right there. Was either or both of those one of the moments that you said, this as a career, this is something that I want to do, or were you still just finding your footing in the directions to make a living from this?
I think because my graduation itself was so it was an emotional moment for a lot of people. It was a huge milestone. There were some students that were lost, before they had the chance to graduate. And, singing "It's So Hard to Say Goodbye" had more than one meaning at that time. And looking around and seeing that there wasn't a dry eye in the place, I was like, man, I got something. I got something that could take me somewhere. And I love to do this. I would do this for free. Hell, I had done it for free for a long time. But yeah, I think one of those moments on that day, told me that, in the near future, if I had the right opportunity, I would do everything I could to capitalize on that opportunity.
And you sure have. Now, before we even go any further, I'm letting you personally know, New York, you are New York. We claimed you,
Yeah.
we got you, Binghamton.
Yeah.
So anybody could claim you from anywhere else. New York, I'm putting it out there.
Yeah. NY, baby.
NY. I gotta put it out there.
That's on my birth certificate, dog.
all jokes aside,
Right.
you've been around your journey, you've been around so many, like you lived upstairs from Jaheim?
So I lived next door. I lived at on North 18th Street, 28. And Jaheim was at 30. So he lived on the third floor next door to me. I lived on the second floor. Actually, I lived on the first floor. You know, and we shared the alleyway.
Wow, right there.
Crazy. But like that whole block where I grew up, well, I won't say I grew up there, but I was adopted. They adopted me in Jersey. But
that's why I claimed you early. That's why.
Right. Because Jersey gonna claim me, bro. 118 gonna claim me. But 4 houses down from me was Tretch aunt. Tretch from Naughty by Nature's aunt lived 4 houses down from me, so we was always on the front porch, just hanging out, kicking it, just chilling, listening to music. And if it wasn't the front porch, it was downstairs in our basement where the studio was. So,
gotcha.
Yeah,
and KG wanted to sign you, but he was like kind of backed up with artists.
Man, KG had just signed everybody at one time.
Could you talk about that moment real quick?
Right. So I was playing ball at the rec center in East Orange on Eaton Place. And I was singing while I was balling, bro. Kay was like, yo. He was like, nigga, just singing.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
I was like, yo, that's what I do, man. I love to sing, and I play ball. I love to play ball. I'm all right at both. And Kay was like, you know what, man? I'm gonna take you over to my man's house, and maybe get you on something, because he asked did I have any records, and I didn't have any records at the time. I never recorded at that time, and I was what, 20, maybe 20, something like that. So he took me around the corner, which was literally 2 blocks away from the rec center, and took me to 28 North 18th Street. And who lives there? Whose studio is there? Melvin Dinkins. Grammy Award winning producer for the Black Rain album, Queen Latifah's album, and did UNITY.
Yeah.
Everybody, if you're a hip hop head,
Classic. Yeah.
The whole Flavor Unit thing, and UNITY, and Jersey City, East Orange Connection, all that good stuff. But he introduced me to Mel, and I just went down there and sang. And he was like, yo, you all right, bro? You drive? He was like, where you live at? I lived on William Street at the time, up the hill with my cousin Randy, and they all know my cousin Randy because he ran them streets. And they was like, yo, he good people. So it was like, he good people. So it was like, it was a family connection thing. And then one thing led to the next. I was at the house every single day recording. I met Eddie Berkeley, who produced for Next. He produced for Jaheim. He did Ideal. Lots of people. Fonz from Coffee Brown. That's where I met Tweet, T-Lo, and RL in that basement doing Stop, Drop, and Roll. They recorded that in the basement where I lived at. My roommate was Sheldon Good, who played guitar on all the Donnell Jones' biggest album, Where I Want to Be, and
That's
Shorty.
That's how you learn engineering.
That's how I learned engineering. So, Shell took me under his wing. Shout out to him, man. Phenomenal talent. And then I ended up at Eddie F Studio at Mini Mansion. So, I was assistant engineer up there, with Shell.
But Shell, you was like, I heard the story of you dropping them off, and you like, I'm not driving to drive back.
Right. Yeah, I was like, bro, how long is your session gonna be? He was like, maybe like 3-4 hours. I said, bro, because it was like, Eddie was up toward, he was in Gloucester, which is like not too far from the George Washington Bridge, and we was in East Orange, bro. So that's a good 45-minute hour drive.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I'm not going all the way and come back and pick you up. I'ma stay. Bet
That's-
I'ma stay. I started talking to Eddie. Eddie was like, man, what do you do? And then I was singing, and I had a couple of records that I did. He was like, oh, okay. Hang out, man. Learn something. So
and there you go.
there it was, man.
Now, when was the first time you actually recorded like your record, like, or even if it's not the one that you was banked on, but that very first experience?
My very first real experience recording, man, was with Eddie Berkeley. I did a song. He had just graduated from Five Towns College in Long Island. And he was doing something for a movie soundtrack, and he wrote this song called Don't Make Me Wait. And that was my first, I have no idea what that record is either, but that was the first real record where I heard myself back to myself with EQs and reverbs and delays and all of the plugins and all of that. And I was like, oh, what is this? This is magic. This is sorcery. So that was really cool because, you know, up until then it was like, you know, the tape player. You recording on the tape player.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, that was my first experience, like really doing a record, like a real record.
Now, from that moment, and you were in the presence of a lot of legendary movers and shakers and genuine people. What was the transition like for you after that?
After that, man, like I was in it, around it. I got opportunities to do stuff. People wanted to manage me. I was working up at Bad Boy Studio, writing. My manager at the time, she was the manager of Daddy's House. So I got to meet like Mario Winans, and you know, at the time, Bad Boy was trying to put together a gospel album, and I was writing Faith Evans and, you know, people that were supposed to be on the album, Tony Thompson. The album never came out. I had wrote a song for Cisco called Call on G, but it was Call on Jesus. Crazy, but none of that stuff ever came out. So I was always around, I was always in the right place, but the timing was off for me personally.
Gotcha.
Like, you know, I had records on people, you know, all right, this is gonna go on the album, and then it gets through this A&R, that A&R, and then it don't go on the album. You know, stuff like that. So it was getting discouraging because, you know, a lot of cats that were around me were rooting for me, pushing for me to get stuff. And like, you know, situations will fall through. And it wasn't, you know, I realized after a while that it's not the talent. It's timing.
Yeah.
This,
big time.
like, you know, all the music that we hear every day and all these artists that are out here make up less than 5% of the people who actually are out in this world making music. They're just the ones that you hear.
Yeah, big time.
95% of the talented people, you don't hear them. It's timing is everything. Right place, right time, right situation. Who can write the check? How do you know them? Not just if you know them, it's how you know them.
Know them, yeah.
So yeah.
And who you know and their relationship to the other person,
right,
who has to make a decision.
Yeah.
You could easily be affected by that.
Easily.
Now you use the word discouraged and sometimes, and I know as artists that are on, we come across moments that happens a lot, you know. How did you keep balancing and keep going in your journey? Because obviously you've been able to crack that threshold. So how did you, and what did you do?
Right. Well, long story short, man, after a minute of like self-funding, I was in another group, me and one other cat, Brian Adams. He wrote the Just In Case remix with Nas.
Okay.
But me and him were in the group together. And, you know, we were trying to do our thing, and then we get all these meetings, and they'd be like, yo, like, I don't know if the world is ready for like a hip hop R&B duo, right? And we were doing stuff like that Drake did 10 years after us. You know, we was doing that same type of stuff with, you know, rap and R&B. Like, he was a rapper, but he could sing, like sing. So he wrote like he rapped. So, you know, we had, you know, it was situations like that, and stuff didn't pop. And I ended up like, yo, I'm out of here. I gotta go. I'm tired of this. So I helped my brother-in-law start a company in Virginia. A licensed general contractor. I was building all kinds of stuff, houses and doing renovations and flips and, you know, doing the whole Vanilla Ice thing
Gotcha.
without being on TV. And then, you know, after doing that for about about a year, I was making really, really good money too.
But your heart was searching for something.
Right. I got a call from my cousin about being a high five. After like a year before that, he called me and asked me, like, yo, I met this dude from High Five and they're trying to put the group back together. He's like, what do you think I should do? I was like, man, High Five? Like the High Five we listen to? Because, boy, we used to listen to High Five, Tony Thompson, cross country driving. Me and him in my car. Like, we listened to the album 20 times. So we knew all the words already. So I was like, man, the opportunity is there, bro. You know, I was gone. He was somebody that he leaned on me, like, for writing and production while I was in Jersey, because I had so many connections. So it was a new avenue for him. And then a year later, after I had left Jersey and was like, yeah, I'm not doing this no more. All right, man, you got me back.
You got me back.
Let's talk. Let's talk and see what's good. But yeah, year after, like, I was like done with music, I got a call about music.
Now, okay, we're done with music.
Right.
We're doing things that are working, and then it's like, hey, this opportunity. Was there a little hesitation for that, or you was like, all right, cool, I'm out, I'm back in the groove with this?
Nah, there was hesitation because, you know, I knew the story of High Five. And I knew for a fact that the situation was going to come with baggage.
Okay.
In situations that weren't mine, that I would have to manage. And I understood that, you know, understood the assignment going in. That being said, the brand was in my heart, in my mind, the brand was still strong. You know, Tony Thompson left a legacy that is unmatched. And, you know, I felt like the music that, you know, he was a part of and made famous deserved to be kept going. And I felt like, you know, with the vocals between myself and my cousin, we both had a tone that was kind of similar, not the same, but we had young sounding voices that wasn't going nowhere. Like, bro, we 30 something now. Like
this is locked in. Like,
right. And we still sound like this, like, yo, let's go. So, you know, it did come with its challenges. But it was a great experience nevertheless. And it was an honor. The guys, we gelled really well. And it was a cool chemistry.
I once heard you speak about that moment in reference to before that you've written many songs and you did so many things, and then when this opportunity came, you were really focusing on what the brand meant in that
right.
moment and not trying to disrupt anything, and I felt that was very honorable
right.
For you. Was that received well? Like, was the incorporation received well, and how did that get ironed out if it didn't?
It was received well because, like I said in the beginning, I knew the assignment, and I knew it was not my ship to steer, but I also knew the value that I would have in the rebuilding of the brand,
Nice.
because what they were looking for was people who could step out front and sing. So, I knew I had that. I knew I had my writing ability. I knew that I could save everybody a ton of money because I could engineer. And I had connections. I brought people with me wherever I went. So, it was well received, and, it was appreciated.
I could imagine. Imagine. Now, throughout your journey, in many of the situations you've been in, I'm I would be remiss if I didn't ask, and I know our viewers would love this question. As far as the business, when did you, if you always were business minded, but how was making sure you were on top of your business, the importance of that throughout your journey?
Man, having some mentors, and even with them, there's things that you miss, just because sometimes you can't afford an attorney. So thankfully I'm well educated. I can read well, and I understand a lot of I'm a writer. So that protected me in some sense until I was able to get the right kind of people around me. But I've always been business minded, entrepreneurial minded. So that helped me a lot financially. But there's always places where you'd be like, oh, I got to go track this money down. Because you entrust people to do certain things that they say they're going to do, that they say they know how to do, and then they end up not knowing how to do it, and then you got to go track down publishing because they put the wrong publishing company, or they spelled your name wrong or something. Something. So that's it's part of the game. It's part of the game, and can't blame everything on everybody. So I wear what I wear in with business, but I made some money.
I respect that. We have two questions. We have one. Shout out to my man Ivan. We got Russia in the building. Russia's tuned in on the app. So my man Ivan got a question, and we also have a question from the chat. But the question from the chat was, what do you think about the importance of knowing technology now, and how social media is kind of like the go-to when marketing or promoting, artistry?
I hate it. But I love it at the same time. And as far as being an artist now, it's so much different than it was then. You have to keep up.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. And it's hard because technology moves so fast, and there's so many people implementing new technologies, but there's only one you to learn them. So it takes a lot of energy, and it also takes a lot of focus off like those people who are uberly creative. Like I don't want to do social media.
I feel you.
I don't want to make 20 pieces of content before a record drops. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go live in my studio while I'm making beats. Like there's a lot of stuff that just I would rather not do, but I understand the necessary evil.
Yeah.
That we have to be a part of in order to be visible, because it's literally a scrolling addiction. You're here today and you're gone in a swipe.
Yeah.
So if you're not constantly in front of people's faces, they're going to forget you.
Yeah.
Until they hear something and they circle back. But as far as technology, man, you have to keep up the best that you can and figure out a way for you as an individual to navigate those technologies.
And balance your mental health along the lines of it.
Sure.
Because even without social media, there's so much that goes into the creative craftsmanship. And then you have social media, which is like the presentation of it.
Yeah.
So it is a big balance.
And in between that, you have all the distractions of things that don't have anything to do with what you're doing.
Oh, yes.
Right. That are entertaining.
Yes.
So you got to be focused because all of these things get in the way of your creativity and your business. So it's not an easy road to navigate as an adult, even less as a child. Like, even with that, you got to protect your kids by keeping up with technology.
You do.
That was a big thing with me and my kids. I had every single app that they had.
Gotta know.
And I know how to use them.
That's right. Gotta know.
So, right.
Because if you don't, you get left.
Right. Social media is not going to raise my children.
That's right. I love that. I love that. Ivan, shout out to Russia in the check-in. Ivan's question was, historically, bands are very difficult to maintain for longevity. Was there ever a moment you faced a difficulty that made you want to leave or had to leave?
Um,
Good. Okay, Ivan.
great question, Ivan. And yes, you're absolutely correct. Um, and the want to leave has been recently.
Mm,
So it is hard. It's hard when everybody's not on the same page mentally. It's hard when everybody's not on the same page financially, and it's hard when everybody's not on the same page creatively. So when you lose one of those aspects, any of those aspects in a group, um, there can be some turmoil. There could
yeah.
be decisions that are made that don't align with who you are as a creative, or don't align with who you are as a financial entity. Um, doesn't align with who you are morally. People change. People get into situations. People do things without consideration of other people. Um, so yeah, a lot of groups have fallen off because of things like that.
Yeah. Now, this question is my personal question to you. How did you balance that in this game? I think it would be a great insight for some of the artists that are coming up and still developing. How to maneuver through business situations, creative situations, whether independent or major. But how did you personally balance between things that could be disruptive to the foundations of what you were creating or a part of?
Um, Lots of prayer, lots of prayer, but being a diplomat, um, and at the same time voicing your thoughts and opinions, voicing them in a way that can be received by the people that are listening. So you really have to learn how to read the room, read personalities, um, and not to say that it's manipulative. It's just like managing a business. You can't have one management style with 12 employees to be successful. You
Yeah.
kind of got to learn how to manage each employee
Yes.
the way that they can be successful. You got to put everybody in position to do the best job so they can make you look good. You know what I mean? So, um, navigating, situations with the group is just a matter of really having some grown up conversations for those who are willing and able to have those conversations to get through, little issues and stuff like that.
And you used a very impactful word, willing.
For sure.
That right there is
Yeah.
like the gateway to everything. The
Mhm.
willingness.
Yeah.
What in those moments, and I want to go back to like the highlighted moments in there. What was one of the highlighted or memorable moments that you take with you throughout your journey and will continue to carry with you?
Um, I know a moment with High Five, um, because, like I said in the beginning, I knew there would be baggage. So we caught a lot of flack bringing the group back without Tony. Of course, Tony couldn't be there because Tony was deceased.
Yeah.
Um, but there was a lot of people that was like, High Five should die with Tony. And I'm like, what? Like, crazy. Y'all can't do it without High Five, and y'all can't do it without Tony, and it'll never be the same, and da 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 da. If we didn't have tough skin, we would have quit. And that even goes for some celebrity colleagues that we had who didn't necessarily say anything, just because we're colleagues and they have respect, for us as humans, first of all.
Yeah.
But, in my heart of hearts, I know they were looking like, yeah, they ain't gonna be able to do it. And not even knowing what myself and my cousin brought to the table as far as vocally, or with the fashion, because I did all the clothes.
Look at that.
Or bringing producers on and engineering. And they didn't necessarily know the backstory of who we were and what we did. They just saw these faces. So one of the moments that was really cool for me is we did a show in Dallas.
Okay.
And the guys are from Waco. They've been through it emotionally with Tony passing, and then bringing the group back with 2 new members that aren't from Waco. So we did the show. The show was sold out.
Okay.
Sold out show in Dallas to capacity. Couldn't fit another body inside the show. And there were no other acts. It was just high five. It was just high five. And big moment, Teddy Riley and his entire family came to the show. And everybody knows that Teddy and Tony were like this. Like they were so close. Tony sang backgrounds on Let's Chill. So, and in my heart, like I had known Teddy for years before that. Been on the tour bus and we talk music and for hours and hours on the tour bus. And when he was like, yo, y'all got it. Y'all really can do this. That was a moment for me where it was validation for all the years that we have been through, the tragedy with Russell. When that stuff happened with him and his wife, when that happened, it was bad. Like we had to hire publicists to get our name down in Google because they never said former member of High Five. They said member of High Five. Russell. Yeah, they said member of High Five, which to people who haven't been following or don't know, think it's current.
Current, yeah.
He hadn't been in the group for over 20 years at that point. So, that hurt us for a minute. But, shout out to Rafael Blanco because he's an excellent publicist. He does Eric Roberson. He does so many people, man. He's a publicist beast, but he worked Google and the algorithm to get all of that stuff knocked down. So when they looked up High Five, a picture of us came up yeah.
That's important.
So, but that moment was with Teddy Riley, where he was like, yo, I love y'all. Like, I love this version of High Five too. That was big for me.
That's powerful. Early on, Jay Styles was shouting you out.
That's my dog.
Yeah,
man.
he was in the chat. He's in the studio right now, but he did jump on to shout you out.
I love Jay, man.
Do you personally feel and you don't seem like a superficial person, and my question doesn't unnecessarily mean you are, but do you feel you get your just due?
You know what? Humbly, I don't. But, things are earned. They come in time. And I'm patient. I've been, for me, because I knew what this assignment was, getting into High Five, I've been basically singing karaoke for 14 years. So people don't really know who the creative Billy Covington is outside of High Five. They see me on stage, they see the clothes, they see me in the interviews, they see the swag, they see all of that stuff, but they haven't really had a chance to taste the creative side of me personally. So, and I understand that. So I even though I've been with the group for a long time, this version of High Five was together longer than the original High Five. And, even though that happened, I still look at myself as a new artist because people really haven't had the experience of what comes out of here. They've only experienced what comes out of here.
Yeah.
On the shows when we're doing these shows and we got the whole 10,000 people singing every single word of the songs and crying in the audience. We doing all of that stuff, but you haven't heard what I wrote.
Yeah.
A couple of songs here and there. We did not release a lot of music. We did one EP, which I wasn't really I wasn't super happy with it because I felt like it was rushed, and they were songs that I had written already. They weren't songs that were written for High Five.
Okay.
They were songs that I had already had. I had other artists on them, stuff that didn't come out, whatever. But when I came into the group, I came with the stuff that I had. And then, last year, October, we released a song that myself and Shazam from H-Town that we wrote called Slow Grind. So like I said, I almost put out as many records since October by myself as I did with High Five in 12, 13, 14 years.
Wow.
So, and I had albums ready and, things like that. And, I got songs that I wrote 4 or 5 years ago that were written for an album that was supposed to happen 4 or 5 years ago. And for whatever reason, the powers that be, like I said, it wasn't my ship to steer, but those songs never came out. They will though.
Oh yeah.
Because, I wrote them.
That's right.
So y'all will still get a chance to experience those songs. They just won't be under the title of High Five.
So let's transition now into you, my brother. You as a creative artist, writer, engineer, all that good stuff. What is the representation you want people to get when the name Billy C, comes through the airwaves or they're searching your name? What is the representation that you want them to know?
And I'm just a humble creative who likes to connect.
I'm trying to get you to talk your shit.
Bro, a creative that just likes to connect with people on an organic level. I like songs that have stories. I like songs that relate. I like real life stuff. And I ain't out here just doing it for money. I'm not out here doing it for fame. That's not what I'm looking for.
That's right.
If those things come, they're a bonus to what this music makes me feel like. And it's not even necessarily that I'm doing it for y'all. I'm doing it for me.
You first.
So I've always been a proponent. Like, if I feel good about it, I know somebody gonna feel good about it. And understanding that everything is not for everybody, but I'll be damned if you don't like these records.
That's right. Let them know.
Coming with some heat, man. My goal is to not miss. There's enough blueprints out here where where you can compete in certain stages, with records and all of that. And what I'm not going to do is let anybody put me in a box, because they don't even know me. They know me, but they don't know me.
They don't know you.
You don't know what kind of music I did or what I was capable of, or you know what I'm saying? So I could damn near put out whatever I want. Like, I got a whole Afro-Latino project. Talking Spanish, the whole nine.
Okay. Habla español. Get to it.
Yeah, so, I plan on my record Forever is doing really good in South America. So, I'm going to put out all of this stuff that's been stuck sitting inside of me for the past 12 years because I sacrificed it for the group. And, for whatever reason, like, the time is now.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Free it. You got to free it.
Yeah, I got to let go. I'm about to go crazy, bro.
Do it.
Hey, man, what are you doing? Like, you got every time I see somebody, like, I be hanging out with Genuine and Rick and Red, his background dancer. His background singers. Every time there, I played another 2-3 records. They're like, yo.
What's going on?
They be like, yo, what are you doing, man? Like
come on.
Yeah, it's cool to have that kind of support too. But yeah, it's just that time, man. I'm just gearing up. I got a lot of people in my corner. Some people that came out the woodwork, like, since I was like, yo, I'm gonna do a solo project. For real? Let's go. So that's been really cool and reassuring too. Other artists reaching out to me like, yo, I got your song on repeat, dog. Like, you gotta give me some more. You
said something earlier.
I'm here for it.
You said something earlier, and timing, and the timing is calling you now. We know we're in the era of everybody getting their flowers, right? Like that's a phrase everyone's using, but here on MJMG Presents SHU Radio, we don't give out flowers, we give out honor. Because flowers do die, but honor lasts forever.
For
I want to
sure.
take this time to give you your honor.
Thank you, sir.
There's one powerful thing that I think gets overlooked with the word humbleness, and that's integrity.
Oh, sure.
And your integrity throughout your journey has not only just kept you balanced, but it kept you focused and the people around you in sync. You said something about, I'm not trying to change anything. I'm coming in here. I know the assignment. And some people may say, oh, he's falling in line. It takes a great leadership to understand the assignment, fulfill the assignment, help balance what's going on in the assignment, and still maintain yourself.
Right.
So I want to take this time to give you your honor. Even as we speak today, you have all the rights, all the accolades to speak however you want to speak, say whatever you want to say, but yet and still you maintain the true purity of who you are. So we want to give you a round of applause.
Thank you, sir.
And give you your honor now.
I appreciate that.
Not just in the name of humbleness, but integrity. Like you
that
hold
part.
Yes.
That integrity part, bro. Because
integrity.
Your name means everything in this business.
Yes.
And I dare for anybody to find somebody that got some crazy to say about me. Just because of my integrity, man. Like, treat people like people. You do business the right way. You ain't grimy, And sometimes I be like, well, maybe that's why I'm not a multi-millionaire right now. It's because I ain't grimy. Hey, if that's the reason, then that's the reason. Whatever. I'm good with that. I'll wear that. But integrity over everything, man.
Most definite. Now, this whole show is conversation based. I call it dehumanizing the superheroes, or humanizing the superheroes, just giving that true to life essence. But there's only one question that I ask everybody, the same question. And that question is, if you could look back to the younger Billy C and tell yourself anything, what would that be and why?
Man, it's crazy because I don't necessarily regret anything I did.
My man.
If I was to tell myself something, maybe it would be a little more assertive, not aggressive, but assertive, when it comes to, going after what you want and, figure out where you want to be, a little bit earlier. But as far as my experiences and all that, it built me, it shaped me, good, bad, ugly. It's, kind of who I am now. And I definitely embrace all of those ups and downs looking back in the past. But yeah, it would probably be, be a little more assertive, because there was a time period where like cats that was like, they was just gangster with it, man. Like, hey man, I gotta get this. And I was always a student. I was always quiet. And I was just sitting back, being observant and learning, which is not a bad thing. But for where in my head I felt I wanted to be, I don't think I was aggressive enough, like assertive enough.
I respect that. I respect that. Switching speeds before we let you go. You got a show in April, right?
Yeah, so that show was postponed.
Okay.
It was with Day 26 in H-Town.
Okay.
And it was like, one of my first R&B shows here in the States. I've been doing some shows overseas with my Afro-Latino project, some music festivals and stuff, Colombia. And but yeah, it's going to happen. I don't know exactly when the reschedule is, but yeah, man, you looking for me to book me, holla at me, hit me. I'm open.
So that was gonna be my next transition. If someone's interested in booking you, possibly collaborating or doing some business with you, opportunities, what's the best way for people to get to you?
You could absolutely shoot me a DM on Instagram, BillyC_high5, or you can go to my website and contact me through there. That's www.BillyCMuzic, and that's music with a Z.com. BillyCMusic.com. You can go there and you can hit me up. All my contact information is there, and we could rock music, movies, scoring. If you need something mixed and mastered, holla at me.
Man, do it all. Man, do it all. Man, do it all. And I know you got tons of music.
Yeah.
When could we? When will the damn release? When you gonna release the crack?
I'm gonna start popping stuff off. I got a single coming out in April called "Break Up to Make Up." It's just gonna be like a teaser lead off single. But I got a whole album. I'm 11 songs in right now, and I'm trying to do maybe 2 or 3 more because I got a couple of people that like, yo, I want to do a record with you that I want to put on here. But I got some incredible writers, some incredible producers. Shout out to Hot Hitters. Shout out to 88 Fingers, Eric Parham. He just did RSVP's new single. I got Andy Mack on the project. If anybody knows Andy Mack, he's like the European Teddy Riley.
Okay.
He's super dope. J Soul Keys, J Soul. If anybody knows J Soul, that boy is crazy. New York boy. Yeah, man, I got some incredible people helping me out on this project. Shout out to Chanel Red. She got a record for me that she don't even know yet.
She don't even know yet.
She know, but like it's a record that she did a long time ago, and something happened with the hard drive, and the track was lost, so it has to be reproduced. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Okay. And Chanel's gonna be a writer on my album.
There you go.
But yeah, it's April. I haven't set a date for April. Originally, it was going to be right before this show, April 4th. Like it's ready, but I wanted to do a couple of things, in preparation for it. So I might push it back a couple of weeks. Okay. Not that the show is postponed because I was going to be performing it at that show.
At the show. We're gonna be giving the people a sneak peek of Breakup.
Man.
When we close out the show, my brother. Again, I want to thank you not only for what you've done musically, but the humbleness and the words that you share on the show today. I know a lot of artists can not only take in these gems, but it could also be motivational and inspirational for those that are starting from different parts of the journey, right. Different exits and enter marks of the journey. So I do want to thank you for coming on the show. Before I let you go, I want to leave the floor to you if there's anything you want to share, anybody you need to speak to, or any words of wisdom, anything that you want to do. The floor is yours right now.
Man, love yourself, love on yourself, and make sure you make sure you're responsible for your own happiness before you look for someone else to try to make you happy. The other thing is treat people like people. We all breathe in the same air. We bleed the same. We eat the same foods. Like, treat people like people. People get caught up in these emotions and all of that stuff. At the end of the day, we're all human. We make mistakes. We learn from them. We grow from them. Trust in God, trust in God's plan, and go out there and make it happen for yourself, man. Do it for you.
Do it for you. I'm about to just give you the show, and then you just do the show and interview people. You just take care of everything from there. I'll be on the other side watching. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, salute to you, my brother. Really
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you so much, man.
Same here, man. And we look forward to hearing that amazing music, man. Like,
yeah, man.
Like free it all. Like I got this saying, No more collecting dust in the hard drive.
Nah,
Free
man.
it all. Flood it all. Flood it all,
Busting
man.
that hard drive open, man.
Most definite, most definite. But again, thank you for coming on the show, my brother. You most definitely have a blessed night, and we most definitely would love to catch up with you in the future, see what's new, and talk about what's going on in the next chapters of Billy C.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you, dog.
All right, my brother. Have a good one.
You do the same.
All right.
All right,
Peace.
salute.
Shout out to everybody that's on right now. Do not go anywhere. We're going to play that record, but if you do know me, I always got to give you the final word. And the final word tonight is if you didn't get anything, if you did not get anything from tonight, anything, take this. Integrity is one of the most powerful things in the world. He said something. He said, my name has to have good standard. And a lot of times we value situations, we value opportunities, and we sell ourselves short and forget to keep the value of our name. And as your name keeps and maintains the value, you be the representation of that value as you continue on. Because the further you go with your name intact, the more you go, and the humbleness and the integrity as you go, the opportunities that will be presented to you will be received tenfold. If your name is worth a penny, how do you expect to be in billionaire conversations? So if you didn't take anything from today, yes, be humble, be passionate, have a drive, but don't forget to maintain the integrity of what you might be representing. Because if you can't represent something that's worth value, how can anyone have value in you? What's going on, y'all? This is MJMG Presents SHU Radio. Check us out this Wednesday for the A&R Desk, where we bring A&Ring right to your phone so you can submit music, vibe with us and everything. And check us out every Monday, 9:30, where we sit down creatives of all types to have conversations. We humanize the superheroes. We give true-to-life conversations. Not all just drama talk and all the noise. We bring it back to the conversation of people. I want to send a big shout out to everybody in Philippines and Russia that wasn't on the check-in. I saw some of the emails. I didn't forget y'all. I just wanted to keep the energy and not segue into too much messy stuff. But I love y'all. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to go into breakup. So let's check this out, y'all. Y'all have a good night and be safe. Keep creative, and remember what? Keep passionate. Let's check this out, y'all.
Let's go.
SHU Studio. We get busy.
We say we done every Friday night. A Sunday morning, you back in my life. Suitcase packed by the bedroom door, but you should